Welcome to the reading of the Times Reporter newspaper for Wednesday, May 19th, 2021. My name is Pam, and there are no area deaths listed in today's online edition. So let's begin with our first article. Girl starts Share the Love Project. Community donates to 2 area nursing homes by Lee Elliott. Residents of 2 area nursing homes were happy beneficiaries of the thoughtfulness of a 10-year-old Dover girl. Leighton Amell, daughter of Ryan and Megan Amell, saw people helping others on TV and decided to start a Share the Love project of her own at her school. The 4th grader at Tusky Valley Elementary spoke with her teacher, Chris Emily, and principal Andrea Clemens, who encouraged her to set up donation boxes at the school. The response was immediate and large. Everyone donated, Leighton said. Teachers, friends on Facebook, and many members of the community contributed to the cause. We had 800 different donations like hand lotion, puzzle books, craft kits, flower pots with seeds and money. In our art classes, we designed cards for the nursing home residents. Hennis Care in Bolivar and Walnut Hills in Walnut Creek were the recipients of the gifts. Leighton chose those 2 because her great-grandmother, Doris McQueen, lives at Walnut Hills, and Hennis is close to the school. As an added bonus, Leighton, an avid 4-H member, took her steer, Little Rascal, to all of the windows on the ground floor at Walnut Hills. It really made people smile, she said, and some of them were able to open their windows and pet him. Leighton raised breeding heifers, market steers, and feeder calves on the family's 14 acres, along with goats, dogs, cats, and a donkey. If that were not keeping her busy enough, she plays on the school's soccer team and loves golfing. Although science is her favorite subject in school, Leighton wants to be a special needs teacher. I like working with little kids, especially my autistic cousin. My aunt says I do that well, and I think I would like to do it as a career, she said. Mom Megan said that Share the Love became a real community project. People donated so generously that I couldn't even see my living room floor, she said. We are very grateful to the area residents for helping with this project. We hope to repeat it once a year. KSU Tuscarora students convert ATV to electric power. Kent State University at Tuscarora's engineering technology students collaborated on their capstone project during the spring semester and unveiled an electric-powered ATV on final nights, May 12th. A class of 5 students from Electrical Electronics Engineering Technology and Mechanical Engineering Technology participated in the process from the ground up, taking a gas-powered vehicle and converting it to one that runs on electric power. The capstone project was started in January 2020, but shuttered after the frame was stripped in March because of COVID-19 restrictions. This spring's class finished modifying the frame and completed the machine, spending more than 350 hours working on the project. The capstone course was taught by David Schlosser, adjunct engineering technology instructor, and included the following students: Alex Denny, Sam Gross, Michael LeSean, John Meek, and Chris Miller. Some of the tasks that were covered included team building, project management, creative problem solving, as well as fabrication, said Schlosser. The students utilized a 3-horsepower electric motor and controller from a golf cart and modified them to fit within the confines for the bike frame. A new wire harness was designed and built. 3D components were printed for instrument mounting. Engine mount and battery tray were designed and fabricated from scratch, as well as some precision machine work. Using teamwork and dedication, these students took a pile of parts and created a working piece of machinery. During the process, students gained real-world experience that will prepare them for challenges after graduation. Students also learned valuable lessons in team building, working within a budget, and time constraints. The hands-on experience of building the wiring harness was the most valuable for me, said Sam Gross, a sophomore in Electrical Electronics Engineering Technology. For Alex Denny, a sophomore mechanical engineering technology student, the knowledge and ability gained throughout the project were most important. "I learned a lot and gained skills that I will forever keep," he said. One of the skills the group focused on was communication. For the first time, the class created a project text group that provided real-time communication and project updates among members. Schlosser said this proved to be a very effective means of communication. The project had a price tag of about $1,700 and couldn't have been completed without the help of community businesses. Tusco Display welded the engine mount for the motor. Denny Plastics donated the motor faceplate and bearing mount. Allied Engineering and Machine Company machined the motor shaft. Fox Fury Lighting provided 2 high-intensity Rugo lights. Tuscarora's Valley High School printed instrumentation mounting brackets, and ST Engineering Hackney Kidron provided aluminum and stainless steel material. Technical support and components were donated or provided at reduced costs by Willendale Golf Carts and Action Extreme Sports. The Kent State Tuscarora's Marker Space provided the labels. "We appreciate the support of these companies that helped make this project a success," said Schlosser. So what happened to the electric-powered ATV now? According to Paul Dykeshorn, Engineering Technology Program Director, it will be housed on campus and serve as an inspiration to future engineering technology students. Ceremony honors 3 true brothers in arms. Tombstones dedicated to Civil War soldiers by John Baker, the Times reporter, USA Today. Tombstones for 3 Holmes County brothers who fought in the Civil War were dedicated during a solemn ceremony Sunday. The dedication featured traditions that date back to the 19th century to honor the nation's war dead. The stones were for Tobias, Stephen, and Isaac Miller, who all served in Company C of the 67th Ohio Volunteer Infantry. Isaac was the only one of the brothers to survive the war. More than 100 people were in attendance at the event held at the Schuetberger Church of the Brethren Cemetery just outside of Baltic. "I'm just overwhelmed. It's so moving," said Evelyn Ting of Brunswick, Georgia, a great-granddaughter of Isaac. She was joined at the ceremony by her cousin, Rod Miller of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, another of Isaac's great-grandchildren. "You think you're not that close to that history, since it's been a long time, but I was just in tears," she said following the event. "The other thing that has been amazing has been the number of people who have shared information with us and told us stories and just been out to honor the veterans here. It's really an amazing thing." Jeff Schrock with the American Legion Post 494 in Sugar Creek served as a master of ceremonies. He and Forrest Cheney of Kilbuck spearheaded efforts to get tombstones for the brothers. Or Cheney. Schrock told of how the 67th OVI participated in an unsuccessful attack on Fort Wagner, a Confederate fort on Morris Island near Charleston, South Carolina, on July 18, 1863. The assault was immortalized in the movie Glory. Tobias and Stephen were among those killed in the assault, he said. They were eventually buried at the Beaufort National Cemetery in Beaufort, South Carolina. Brother Isaac was in a military hospital being treated for a disease and was not at that battle at Fort Wagner. Isaac continued to serve the remainder of the war and lived a good and successful life. He continued his comradeship with other veterans by his membership in the Palmyrene Post 250 of the Grand Army of the Republic in Millersburg. He died in 1900. He said there was a strong possibility that Isaac had the bodies of his 2 brothers brought back from South Carolina and buried in the Schuetberger Cemetery. Cheney, in his remarks, noted that the 67th OVI was considered one of the 300 best regiments in the Union Army during the war. Isaac Tobias and Stephen Miller all contributed to the honors of the 67th Ohio Volunteer Infantry and the winning of the American Civil War, he said. The ceremony featured 19th century music performed by Steve and Lisa Ball and Larry Stahl. Jerry Payne of Wooster, an Abraham Lincoln impersonator, delivered the Gettysburg Address. The 3 brothers were provided full military honors by members of the 41st Ohio Volunteer Infantry, a Civil War reenactment group from Northeast Ohio. They laid wreaths on the graves and placed flags next to them. Several women from the Ladies of the Gar group, clad in the 19th century dress, placed flowers on the graves. The Ladies of the GAR is the oldest women's heritage group in the country. Next up, juvenile court judge adds mediation to focus on child support custody. Tuscarawas County Juvenile Judge Adam W. Wilgus recently established a mediation program that will focus on child support, custody, and visitation cases. Mediation allows parties to avoid lengthy and/or ongoing hearings so that they may reach a resolution quicker while minimizing the emotional trauma to their children, said Wilgus. The program provides an opportunity for parties to explore settlement options with a trained neutral mediator rather than going through the traditional court process. The cost of the program will be offset by court costs already being collected, so there are no additional costs to the parties or taxpayers. Mediation has been shown to save time and money, two things that are better spent on the children involved, he added. After a case is filed, the parties, their attorneys, or the court can refer the matter to mediation. Both parties meet with an impartial mediator who does not make decisions but simply leads the discussion in the hopes of reaching a resolution that is mutually acceptable to the parties. This process empowers the parties to create solutions that are more satisfying to them, Wilgus said. The court's mediator is attorney Deborah Greenham. Once the parties have reached an agreement, the mediator will notify the court, and if possible, a hearing may be held immediately and the agreement read into the record to the magistrate or judge. More information about the mediation process, contact Juvenile Court at 330-365-3271. And now, kids express their creativity in a chalk walk by John Baker. Fifth grade students at Dover Avenue Elementary recently participated in the 10th annual Chalk Walk, where they got a chance to express their creativity with chalk. On Friday morning, the students, wearing face masks, spread out and decorated all of the sidewalks around the building with their artwork. In years past, the students have decorated the sidewalks in downtown Dover, but because of COVID-19 restrictions, the kids stayed at the school. Our kids really enjoy it, even though it looks a little different this year, said Wendy Moen, art teacher at Dover Avenue. We're still able to participate. It's really neat to watch them because this is an opportunity they don't get often, and it's something different. So they're very excited, and I'm anxious to see what they've created. Dover First Moravian Church has sponsored the event every year since it was started in 2011 as a community outreach project. The Chalk Walk is not funded by the school district. The church's pastor, John Wallace, was on hand to offer encouragement to the students. Wallace originated the idea after he came to Dover. He had been involved in a similar event in other communities. Asked what he hoped to accomplish with the project, he responded, "We're going to plant seeds that people can be artists, and art is a great expression of life." Local experts applaud plan to ban menthol smokes. The Tuscarawas County Anti-Drug Coalition and the Tuscarawas County Health Department are applauding a commitment by the FDA to move forward with evidence-based actions aimed at saving lives and preventing future generations of smokers. Recently, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration announced it is committing to advancing two tobacco product standards to significantly reduce disease and death from using combusted tobacco products, the leading cause of preventable death in the U.S. Officials indicate that the FDA is working towards issuing proposed product standards within the next year to ban menthol as a characterizing flavor in cigarettes and ban all characterizing flavors, including menthol, in cigars. The authority to adopt product standards is one of the most powerful tobacco regulatory tools Congress gave the agency. This decision is based on science and evidence established the addictiveness and harm of these products and builds on important previous action that banned other flavored cigarettes in 2009. This is a huge step forward in our prevention efforts here in Tuscarawas County, explained Tuscarawas County Anti-Drug Coalition Coordinator Jody Salvo. This move by the FDA will have a direct impact on the lives of our young people and aid in our efforts to bring to light the true dangers tobacco presents to our youth. Studies show that menthol increases the appeal of tobacco and facilitates progression to regular smoking, particularly among youth and young adults, by masking unpleasant flavors and harshness of tobacco products, making them easier to start using. Tobacco products with menthol can also be more addictive and harder to quit by enhancing the effects of nicotine. We are excited about the FDA's move to place a ban on menthol tobacco products and flavored cigars. We know that 90% of adult smokers started smoking as children, and the proposed ban addresses both youth initiation to tobacco products and health disparities in the populations where these tobacco products are more heavily marketed, added Altman Poland, health educator with the Tuscarawas County Health Department. If implemented, the FDA's enforcement of any ban on menthol cigarettes and all flavored cigars will only address manufacturers, distributors, wholesalers, importers, and retailers. FDA officials indicate they are working diligently on the two issues, with the next step being for the agency to publish proposed rules in the Federal Register to allow an opportunity for public comment. The FDA is working expeditiously on the two issues, and the next step will be for the agency to publish proposed rules in the Federal Register, allowing an opportunity for public comment. And now, what's your biz? MediWise Pharmacy in Newcomerstown by Christy Wilkins. Jeff, please tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, and why you decided to establish MediWise Pharmacy in Newcomerstown. I've been married to my wife, Catherine, for 33 years. I have a son, Aaron, that is also a pharmacist at MediWise, and a daughter, Natalie, an RN and a soon-to-be nurse practitioner. Natalie's husband and Aaron's wife and daughters complete our family. As an active part of the community, I sit on several boards and committees, including the ADHAMS Board of Tuscarawas and Carroll County, the Tuscarawas County Anti-Drug Coalition, both Tuscarawas and Newcomerstown Chamber of Commerce, Newcomerstown Rotary Club, Journeys End Ministry Board, Trinity Twin City Hospital Foundation Board, Leadership Tuscarawas Board, and the Tuscarawas County Senior Service Network. In addition, I take part in several statewide pharmacy initiatives, including CPENS, Ohio Pharmacy Clinical Networks, and the Ohio Pharmacist Association in my spare time. I enjoy family events, plus home improvements and gardening. MediWise Pharmacy began at New Philadelphia in 1993. As we continued to evolve and branch off, we realized a great majority of customers were from the Coshocton, West Lafayette, Twin City, Janadenhutton, Port Washington, and Newcomerstown areas. When we saw that the original Baker's grocery store location was available in Newcomerstown, it made perfect sense to relocate in the middle of our customer base. Customers have been asking for some time if MediWise would ever come this way, and we made it happen. We purchased the old Baker's building in 2006 and completely remodeled the building and have been open to the local area since 2007. Newcomerstown has been good to us, and we want to be good to Newcomerstown, our patients, and the surrounding areas. What type of services does MediWise Pharmacy offer to your customers? Our pharmacy is full service and very innovative. Our goal is for our area customers to be provided with many options for their medicine needs. We have so many offerings available at MediWise. Some of the programs we present are RUN, or Ready Until Next Refill. This allows the customers to have all their prescriptions filled on the same day of each month. This benefits you by better understanding your medication therapy, increased convenience, and potentially improved health outcomes. With this system, you would not have to call for refills any longer or worry about running out of medications. We also aid family members in assisting their loved ones with medication needs, especially after being released from a hospital or nursing care facility. And MediWise also provides free delivery to the local areas. And that's it for that. Our next article, Standoff Suspect Crashes Car, Injured by Gunfire. Tuscarawas County Sheriffs said no officers were injured during a standoff with an armed suspect who shot at them multiple times before initiating a chase that ended with a crash on State Route 800. Yerkesville seeking grant for police department expansion. The city's police department could end up getting 4 new officers for the price of one if the Justice Department approves its latest COPS grant application. Council members on Thursday voted 4-3 to apply for the program that funds 75% of the wages and benefits of new officers over a 3-year period. Mayor Mark Haney said the department could use about 4 more officers to handle its growing caseload, so that's what the city's requesting. COPS grant applications are due June 12th. The Justice Department expects to announce the agencies whose requests have been approved by September 30th. Career Center honored for excellence in financial literacy. Buckeye Career Center is getting some recognition from Ohio's treasurer for making sure its students are financially literate when they enter the workforce. Buckeye is the recipient of Treasurer Robert Sprague's latest Compass Award, presented to organizations working to help Ohioans understand and manage their finances. Sprague says the Career Center has done a wonderful job of weaving financial concepts like pricing and profit into its programs. Superintendent Bob Alsop says the goal is for every student to leave Buckeye knowing how to manage their finances and operate a successful business if they'd like to. Sprague stopped by the Career Center Tuesday to deliver the award in person. And now, health officials renewing rabies vaccine airdrops. The United States Department of Agriculture is again distributing oral rabies vaccine baits in Tuscarawas County this week. County Environmental Health Director Carolyn Tarakitis said most will be dropped from low-flying aircrafts, and the goal is to immunize raccoons. She says her department has only had one report of a rabid raccoon since they started distributing the vaccine baits several years ago. If the weather is good, the USDA will finish bait distribution May 24th. Tarakitis said they provide a minimal risk, but people should try not to touch them and keep their pets away from them. The bait is a 1x2-inch blister pack filled with the vaccine and covered with a sweet-smelling dark green or yellow waxy coating. Next, new contract on the horizon, Claymont workers. Claymont Superintendent Brian Wrench is describing contract negotiations with the union representing its non-teaching employees as quick and productive. The district on Wednesday announced a tentative deal for a new 3-year contract with OAPSE Local 390, the union that went on strike when negotiations on the previous contract stalled a couple years ago. Wrench credits the success of the latest talks to the great relationship they've had since developed with the union and its bargaining team. He says they were able to come to the agreement after negotiating for just 2 evenings. Claymont officials have also been meeting with representatives from the district's teachers union, trying to negotiate a contract to replace the expired one its members have been working under this year. Wrench could not comment on those negotiations since they're still ongoing. He also couldn't provide specifics on the agreement with OAPSE since its members haven't yet signed off on it. They have a ratification meeting scheduled a week from Monday. And that concludes the reading of the Times Reporter for Wednesday, May 19th. My name is Pam. Thank you for having me in your home today. Please stay safe until we meet again, and as always, my wish for you are abundant blessings today.